Hi guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my channel. Today I invite the beautiful Alexia again come back to my channel to create another makeup look for you. I really enjoyed the last video with it, so that's why I love to have her back. And thank you.
You're welcome.
We create this a little festive makeup look for you. If we launch it before the holiday, it is an idea that we're trying to create. I hope you enjoyed the video. Steve give the channel a lot of love. Don't forget to follow both Alexia and me on Instagram as well. Thank you so much again for watching. To start every makeup, I always prep the skin first. The first product I use is the lip balm from Summer Friday. I do like this lip balm before makeup. They are a little bit glossy and shiny. If you don't like it before lipstick, you can always blot after. For all the skincare today, beside the lip balm I'm using is from Tom Ford Research. They sent me in the new PR package and I do like them a lot. That's why I'm trying this for the makeup today. Look up for me. Always very gentle around the eye area. Close your eye. The next product I'm using is the serum concentrate. The serum and the moisturizer is truly quite beautiful. I understand it is on the higher price point, but I know some of you do love it. So if you can try it out. I usually like to press all the serum into the skin, and then the moisturizer is what I use to massage, to depuff the face. Alicia, she doesn't need any depuffing, but if you want to waken up the skin, you can do that with moisturizer. And the moisturizer is also from Tom Ford. This moisturizer is more a rich moisturizer. I think it's great for dry skin, or you can use that mainly in the winter or as a night cream. And always give the skin a little love. Wake the skin up. I usually just go in the upwards motion. I understand that there's a lot of you asking for a separate video for facial massage, but I think there's not really I don't want to spend like a 20-minute video just about this. You can just learn it by watching each time, and I change the motion a little bit each time, but mostly just going upward and outward. That's what the best way to do. This area usually where we're gonna hold a lot of tension, so you can always do a little massage, release some of the knots there. For the eye, you can go this way, upward. You can always use a finger like this. Just really lift the skin up. And the same thing, you can go this one here. Alexia have beautiful skin. Technically, you don't really need to do anything, but again, I always want to show every single step, and you can cut out however you like it. The foundation concealer I'm using today is from Eyeshadow. It is a synchronized foundation and concealer. It is beautiful formulation, especially the foundation. We don't have all the shades, and the shade, this is almost pretty close to her, but you might find them a little darker than her, but that's the close that we can get with the foundation that we have. The concealer is, I'm using the darker one just to cover anything I want to cover, just mostly around the nose, around the mouth, and I purposely use a lighter concealer, like 2 shade lighter, just mainly under the eye area, the bridge of nose, and some of the area that I want to brighten. To start, I put mainly in the inner part of the face and I buff it out. As I mentioned earlier, this is the closest shade I have in her skin tone, so it could be a little darker, a little deeper, but I think it'll be fine, especially I'm going to do with the lighter concealer on the center. Actually, it looked quite pretty even and nice color to her skin. But the texture of the foundation is beautiful. It's actually, the shade is quite beautiful. I was a little worried that maybe too dark, but it's not. I think this is a beautiful shade. For the under the eyes and the bridge of the nose, as I mentioned earlier, I purposely used a lighter shade just to brighten. Cover me. And I purposely not go too close to the lash line because I'm thinking of not put too much eye makeup on the lower lash line today. So it's better just leave some natural shadow. Sometimes when you do them too close to the lash line, the eye look a little puffy. And I use the foundation brush again and I blend it out. Look for me. For the deeper concealer shades, I use mainly around the nose, around the mouth, for contour, she doesn't really need but I'm using a little tan tour from Huda Beauty. It's more like a cream bronzer. I don't want to use too dark the shades, so I'm using the shade called medium just to frame the face a little bit, just bring back some dimension to the face. And you see, it's very effortless what I'm doing. I'm not trying to do like a whole stripe or nothing. I just basically give a little shading. Tiny sculpting, that's the whole point, yeah. And with this kind of formulation, it's almost like a cream to powder bronzer. I mean, it's not really wet texture, so it's actually great. If you don't want to set them with anything after, you can. It's more like a creamy powdery finish. And whatever left on the brush, I just do a little bit on the side here. This is easy formulation for you to do for contour for sure. It's not too wet, easy to blend. For powder, I'm going to use 2 different shades of powder. Again, you don't have to do it same as the way I do. I like more brightening under the eye and the forehead and certain areas, so I use a lighter powder. Same way I do for the concealer. And I use a lighter powder underneath the eye. And around this area. And a little bit on the forehead. Close your eye. And then the deeper color I'm doing everywhere else. This way I still maintain how I do the foundation concealer earlier. You still have the lightness in the center and the deeper part in everywhere else. So right now, after I finish, you see it's quite brightening under this area. If you don't like the effect, you don't do it at all. But I like it just because after I put the blush and everything, you have so much more dimension on the face instead just one color and the blush. I'm going to do the blush first for this look. The blush I'm using is the new blushes from Tom Ford Beauty. The shade I'm using is this shade and that shade. A little bit on the higher part. On this side. And you layer the second color. I'm just playing with the blush as well. You can do any way you want. It's just an idea of layering the color. She looked incredibly beautiful like this. I mean, I would just want to stop from here, but my assistant really wanted me to play with it, so I'm gonna go further. I'm using a little warmer bronzer as well, just to set what I used earlier. I said earlier that you don't have to set, but if you want, you can. And I always encourage you to use like a deeper shade bronzer, almost like a contour shade that you use to set instead just the powder. And this way, you still remain all the dimension that you put on earlier from the tan tour. Alessia Eyebrow is incredible. We use her in previous video that I use the eyebrow pencil and the marker. This time, I like to keep the eyebrow almost the same as it is. I'm just gonna fill in with the eyebrow marker from Kevin O'Gone. And basically, I'm just gonna fill in a few area, any sparks only. And I just keep everything exactly the same. I don't want to change the eyebrow too much. As you can see, I just basically add a few individual hair and very little. And the way I do is on the outer part, in the front part, you see that I go all the way down like this. But on the outer part, I go a little shorter strokes so you can see the shape a little more nearer on the end here. And the way I do is very light-handed, because you don't want to deposit too much color, otherwise it looks like microblading. If that's the look you like, then you can, but I don't want that look, so I give very little. You can see right now I'm doing just a little bit only on the end there. And you can see all I use just a marker, just fill in a little bit. You can use a pencil any way you want, but I just want to keep the eyebrow somewhat natural and then fill in where the gap needs. The marker also have one side with the gel, so I'm going to use the gel to keep the eyebrow in place and also mold into the shape that I would like. You can see that I just do a little bit like this. And that's the shape of the eyebrow. And you can see that I didn't change anything at all. I just enhanced it. For the eyes, I'm going to use two products. One is this new eyeliner from Fenty. I love the color. As you can see, the color is not your typical black liner. It's more like a warm, rich chocolate brown. It is perfect for someone who does not want like a heavy liner. This way, it's still very subtle. It's helped to define the shape of the eye and give a little color, but not too much. And I'm using this dewy cream shadow from M Cosmetic. The texture, I think, is more like it's hard to explain. It's more like a powder, but cream, and it's kind of a mixed texture. It's like this. That's the color I'm going to use for the eye. I'm going very subtle on the shimmering, but it's gonna still give you that dramatic look just because how shimmering the color look here. For the liquid liner, I'm not going to use like a thick liner or lipped up. I'm using just a thin liner and just enhancing the shape of the eye. Close your eye. Defining the shape of the eye. That's what I would try to say it here. And you can see, just follow the lash line, just a little color. Turn this way. Close your eye. And basically, I think this color is gorgeous, and even on lighter skin color, it pops even more. And you can see what I'm doing right now. I follow exactly her eye shape and just extend a little longer. As you can see that I just do a simple liner, not trying to make it thick or any kind of shape, just a basic liner that you would do. Just follow along the lash line, a little kick at the end. I'm going to do a mascara first before I use that creamy shadow. Look down for me. I'm going to curl the lash a little bit. For mascara, I'm going to use the new mascara from Killwise. I hope I said the name right. It's a new mascara they have. It's a vegan mascara. I think for the type vegan mascara, this is actually very fantastic. A lot of volume. I'm going to use just one coat. I also add just a touch on the lower lash line, on the lower lashes, not too much, very subtle. If you wonder when you should do mascara first, it's also personal preference. But the reason I do mascara right after the liner before I do the shadow, because I don't want to use my finger touching the eyeshadow. I have a hard time just do mascara without lifting the eyelid up. So usually I have to hold up before I even do the mascara in order to get close to the root. and that's why I do it first. This eyeshadow texture, you would get a lot of pigment deposit if you use by finger, but I'm not gonna try to get really heavy pigment on the lid, so I'm using a fluffy brush. Close your eye for me, and you can see it's give you a sheer nice wash. If you want more heavy intensity, just use your fingers. But this is a beautiful texture. It gives you so much pigment. Close your eye. As you can see, the color is absolutely beautiful. I'm using my fingers and I'm gonna deposit a little more color in the eyeball area. You can see what I'm doing right now on this side, just mainly the center, and I use the blending brush, blending down the edges. Same thing on this area. Now it looks straight for me. You can see that the color is absolutely beautiful. If you want just a simple wash, you don't need to do what I just did. Close your eye again. But if you want a bit more intensity, you can use the finger. And whatever left on the brush, look up for me. You can do a little bit on the corner, maybe a little bit on the bottom here. It's almost like nothing, but at least it's helped to define the shape of the eye. Very little, you can see that. I don't want to add any more color, just very little, nothing there. For highlight, I'm going to use this highlighter from Tom Ford. That's the shade I'm using. I use this on light skin, medium skin, and deep skin. It works amazing. I'm not going to put too much, just mainly on the upper part of the cheekbone. A little bit here, here, and then the other side. If you notice, the application of my blush today is very high up, and I go, the gradation from dark to light, and then just lip is really little there. For lips, I'm going to use this lip liner from Huda Beauty. The shade is called Vixen, and this lip, it's like a lip base, but we can use a lipstick or any way you like, and it's from P. Louise. 2-star. I'm just outlining the lip shape of Alicia. The lip shape she has is just gorgeous. I don't have to change anything at all. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm just gonna follow exactly the way her lip is. Turn this way a little bit for me. Smile for me a little bit. And for this one, I'm going to fill in the whole lips with the lip liner. You can see that for this, I just filled in for the whole lips before I apply the color. If someone wonder when you should do a full lip liner everywhere on the lip before you apply lipstick, for me, is especially on her lips, I think it's like a bit more lighter here and then a little bit deeper on the top part. I want the color quite even. That's why I just want to cover fully with the lip liner first. Also that way the lipstick stay a lot better for you as well. It gives you more an even application, I mean. To complete the look, I'm gonna set the makeup with a new setting spray from One Side Beauty. They have two different setting spray. This is a matte, and they also have a luminous dewy mist as well. Close your eye. That is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoy the look. We are filming this video in September right now, and I'm hoping to launch this in December for a festive makeup look. But if I do launch before that, because I don't have enough video, then it's still an idea for you to have for festive makeup. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you give the channel a lot of love. Thank you, Alexia. Come to the channel again for the second time. And don't forget to follow Alexia and me on Instagram as well. Thank you so much again.